Shalom, is your boy DBD back again with another edition. So guys, we're going to be talking about circadian rhythm. Now, another word for circadian rhythm is your natural body clock, meaning there's a time for you to wake up and there's a time where your body releases hormones, melatonin, in order for you to sleep. But before we dive in, I'm going to play a quick
circadian rhythm. Every day, if you sleep at, for example, let's say 9:30, every single day you go to sleep 9:30 and you wake up at 7, right? Then your body naturally at 9:30 will begin to release the hormones and stuff that make you sleepy. The day, even if it's a single day, that you don't sleep exactly around 9:30, say for example you sleep at 12:30 that day, your brain will think, oh no, I'm in danger. Something probably went wrong, which is probably why I'm not sleeping right now. Because I'm probably avoiding some kind of danger. So I won't let you sleep properly, and I'll make sure you sleep less so you wake up to make sure that you're still safe. So that's why regulation is key.
So guys, in the clip, the guy was bringing a brief explanation about the circadian rhythm, and the hormone that he was trying to figure out was melatonin. Melatonin is very important because this hormone enables you to go into the deep sleep and it promotes you. It basically signals your body telling you it's time for you to get some rest. You remove this hormone, you don't sleep. Now, I'm going to show you guys this. This here is a clock. We as individuals, let's say we wake up 7 o'clock, leave the house 8, prepare for work or school around 9ish, which is here. Around 9, depending on the seasons, majority of time, the sun will be up earlier or around that time. Now, when the sun comes up, again, energy cannot be destroyed, energy cannot be created, energy can only be transferred. The sun is another energy source, giving us energy. Yeah? Now, when the sun gives us energy, we are optimized, meaning that we are efficient, just like a machine. We're using solar panel, it absorbs into our skin, and we're energized. Now, the government knows this. This is why they capitalize on this moment and make us go to school or work around this time because we're going to be productive. As it gets dark, what happens? Our body begins to have this melatonin kick in. Melatonin is signaling, hey, it was a good day for you. It's time for you to get some rest. Now, because of this, they are putting light bulbs, blue lights in your phone. Everywhere is blue lights, especially in the cities, cars, boom, 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 lights, lights, lights. These lights signal to your body, telling you, what are you doing? It's not time for you to sleep. And this is why a lot of us are not sleeping. Our hormonal balance, everything is just off balance. And people wondering, why am I sick? Because of the tricking us. But we're going to get to the bottom of this. Now, what has this got to do with semen retention, you're thinking, which I'm going to break down to you guys. Now, a lot of us, if you're not, obviously, we're on semen retention. But a lot of us who are not on semen retention, or previously, before we were on semen retention, were edging. During the night time, around 12 o'clock, when it gets dark, all of a sudden, a stimuli will come into our body and telling us, go and watch pornography. And we would listen back in the days, would give in to this thought. And now what will happen is that from 12 all the way to 3, 5 o'clock, we're just edging. Not even relapse, just edging, going from one scene, another scene, one scene to another scene, one scene to another scene, going through 50 different tabs, bam, 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 bam. Dopamine is going into our brain, giving us this surge of energy, plus the blue lights from our phone that has been emitted is now making us to stay up awake because it just and we don't feel tired. Now, when we now wake up, how does this affect us as an individual? Now, when lack of sleep, when sleep is deprived from our body, the hormone that's released is ghrelin. Why is this important? Because ghrelin makes us very hungry, but not the good hungry where we want a meal. It will crave sugar. But why do we crave sugar? Why are we craving sugar? Because I told you, the main 3 things that we need to focus on in this life is energy, vibration, and frequency. And when you're understanding this body, ghrelin, this hormone, wants sugar because sugar is another energy source. Because when sugar is absorbed into our body, then change into glycogen, and then the body utilizes the glycogen as an energy source. Now, Why is this not good for us? Because number one, our body is already tired, sleep deprived, taking fake energy drinks, all of these things in order for us to stay awake. Plus, we ejaculated, depleting our minerals. We're dying. There is no other way of saying it. You're dying. And this is my point. We are technically killing ourselves because of we ejaculating, then we don't sleep properly, don't drink water, drink sugar, all of this, eat processed food, all of these things. Then we wonder why at the age of 25, we don't have hair, but I have hair. Yeah, we start getting bald. All of a sudden, our skin's breaking out. We don't have the glow. We're not productive in our life. All of a sudden, you're wondering why you're not doing anything. Because of what happens is that when you as an individual lack minerals, lack sleep, what you're technically doing, you're depleting yourself, you're chipping away from yourself. And what this does to you as an individual is your body has to protect you from pain. You need to always remember this, your brain protects you from pain. And what your brain does, it desensitizes you, which I told you in the previous video. You become desensitized, you become numb. And now when you become numb, you just go with the flow, like this. And then because you stay in this flow state, you stay in a never-ending cycle. Yeah, this is just a fake Fibonacci sequence, but you stay in this never-ending loop of not coming out unless something detrimental happens to you, something bad. And then when something bad happens to you, now all of a sudden you get this shock, and then you get kicked back into your senses. But we don't want that to happen. This is why we're going to utilize this opportunity for us to not allow something bad to happen, like insomnia, all of this, this amnesia, all of this bad diseases or death, or you're not being able to achieve your dreams or be successful in life. So we're going to utilize this opportunity to how can we reverse this. Now, instead of us edging, we need to practice semen retention, which this is a semen retention channel. Now, when you practice semen retention, what happens to you is very important. You already told you that the main thing that happens is your prefrontal cortex is not shrunken. Prefrontal cortex is required for willpower and you being able to take back control. Now, when you take back control, what happens to you is that you are not in this spiral of going with the flow. You're more aware of your decision making. Now you have a better decision making. So basically you have half of a fighting chance in order for you to say, no, I'm not going to give in to this temptation. Now that you're not giving into this temptation, guess what happens? You have more energy, so you don't need to rely on external energy sources such as fake processed food, sugar, all of these things. Now what happens to you is that your body is much more efficient, giving you that burst. And because your body is now much more efficient, what happens to you ultimately is that your productivity increases. And now your productivity increases, you can now trick your brain because of you're opening new neural pathways into yourself because you're doing more tasks to forgetting about your old habits. And when that begins to kick in, you can now establish a sleeping pattern where you will say, I'm going to go at this certain time to bed. Where prior to that time arriving, I'm going to turn off the lights, I'm going to turn off my blue lights on my phone, and I'm going to give my eyes time for the melatonin to kick in. Another way for you to boost your melatonin is reading books. This is why when people haven't read books in a long time, all of a sudden they read too much, they're yawning, is because melatonin is being released to your body and your body is getting tired. And this is why people start getting watery eyes when you start reading, is because of melatonin begins to kick in and you begin to become, you're not conscious, you're drowning and you can't focus and you get tired. So if you want to increase your melatonin, another way for you to increase your melatonin is listening to slightly damping music, like 432 hertz frequency, all these musics, Mozart, or kind of soothing music before going to bed. Turn off your lights. If you have a candle, put a candle on if you want to use that as an external light source. Also, turn off your blue lights and read a book. Half an hour, 45 minutes before going to bed, you're going to see that your sleep quality will increase. Now, when your sleep quality improves, what happens to you is that you will ultimately be able to rejuvenate. Now you're not depleting your energy because you're exerting your energy through releasing ejaculation. basically your minerals are intact, your sleep is intact, you will begin to be optimized, and your masculinity will be improved because of your testosterone levels increase, because of the more sugar you take or have to take in order for you to stay awake is going to increase your insulin levels. And when your insulin levels increase, your testosterone decreases. And testosterone is what makes you a man. If you don't have no testosterone, you're technically not a man. You're going to be feminized. You're going to become soft. So in order for us to make sure that all of these things are intact, you need to give up edging throughout the night. Stop it. It's not good. It's not going to help you. You're going to deprive yourself from sleep. Plus, when you do release and get that good sensation after 4 hours of edging, and now you have to catch, and then you wake up and now you're tired, and you have to go back and you have to do all of this, you're chipping away from your life. You're killing yourself. So in order for us to stop this, try semen retention and just make sure you do those steps in order for you to get back control, because of when you're in that state of never-ending cycle, you'll become like a drug addict where you're always looking for that external energy, that external source of that kicker to get you going. But we're going to stop that. This is your boy DBD checking out. Shalom.